Hi.
Hi. Welcome.
Hello, friends
And enemies.
and enemies and frenemies.
You're also welcome here.
You are, wherever you're watching from around the world.
Why are we like this?
I don't know. Well, maybe because we're like extra scatterbrained tonight.
Oh my gosh.
You came in from
Also
a thing.
sleep deprived.
Well, I mean, there's that. For the first time in a while, I got a good night of rest last night, and then you woke up in the middle of the night.
You got a good night of rest because I woke up.
Well, I have
Which normally I'm sleeping and you're waking up.
Right. I have no memory of what happened with the kid, as it were. So I get, Jen says, I get such strong youth conference vibes from the intro every. Yeah. Is there a pumpkin on Tanya's shirt?
You gotta,
Yeah, there it is.
It's a floral pumpkin.
It's a floral pumpkin.
Yep.
You can
there we go.
tell them where you could buy those.
You can buy this on giantweirdearrings.com.
Giantweirdearrings.com.
Yes, you can.
We should make a thing that says like a little ticker across the bottom. Hey,
you can do that.
Speaking of tickers across the bottom,
you just show me how to do that.
TravelmationTeamRogers.com is a live URL now, so you can go there.
It was a live URL last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, but not until like after the show was over. It was. I promise, I'm not making it up. She's doubting me. That's okay.
A little bit.
Rachel says, where's Rachel? Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
Hey.
Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. And Jen says, yeah, it's live. So
yeah,
y'all can go there. You can share that. Like if people ask you about, hey, I need a person to help me plan a trip to Disney or Universal or a cruise or a destination wedding.
I was at a Mom's Night thing earlier, and someone was saying that she really likes to plan her own trips. And I just wanted to let you know, you can actually still do that with us.
Yep.
Sir, we're on a show. Sorry, could you silence that, please?
Sorry.
But we get that a lot, and people don't realize that they can actually plan. You can plan as much as you want. I mean, for example, we will have clients that are like, I did all my research and I want these flights and I want to stay at this hotel and I want these dates. And we're like, okay. And it doesn't cost them anything. And then the advantage is if there's a problem, they're not the one dealing with it.
Yeah.
Also, we have services like Viator. I mean, I just recently started working with Viator, and we have a code that you can use on any booking through Viator for the end of the year. For any travel, the travel can be at any time, but you have to book it before the end of the year. That's 15% off.
Tell the fine folks at home what Viator is.
Viator is basically, it's almost like a search engine for different tour operators. Yes. So you can get tours, walking tours. You can get like the on and off bus type tours they have in a lot of major cities, airport transfers to and from your hotel when you're staying out of town. I mean, some really, really big kind of excursions, and then some really like, a 90-minute walking tour in DC or something like that. But they are all like, Viator does a really good job of checking out their operators, and it's just really nice. And there's an option where you can book now and pay later, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So lots of good options there. But if you're the person who likes to, plan all your stuff, Viator is a great option. Like I said, through the end of the year, you can book with our code, get 15% off. We're still there to help you if there are ever any issues with it. And you can do a lot of your planning yourself. So, because I was just thinking about that. Like people will come and be like, oh, I want it. Like this woman was saying, like, I really like to do my research and I really like to look at all the hotels and look at it. That's great. You can tell us exactly what you want and we can book it. It will not cost you a penny extra. And if there is any issue with anything, you're not the one handling it. We're the one handling it.
And why not like bring in somebody that knows the ins and outs? I mean, you're not spending anything extra. You're supporting a small business. There's that part of it. And, if something does go sideways while you're in resort, you got somebody else that's in your back pocket that you can help with.
You jump on your jump on and off bus tour and we'll take care of the issue with the hotel or whatever it is. So that's nice. But people tend to think that like, oh, if I use a travel agent, they do all the work for me and I don't get to do any of the fun part. Well, I mean, John would agree that the research is and the planning is part of the fun,
Yep.
which is part of what got him into this job in the first place.
Yeah. You know?
So he understands that. But yeah, that's just a common misconception that like, oh, I like the planning part, so I can't use a travel agent. No, you can still use a travel agent.
Absolutely can. And I have people like that, one family in particular that comes to mind, like they love Disney just as much as we do, you know, and if not more. And they're big time planners. And I mean, well, you know, but they still allow me to help them plan some things here and there. And it's real nice to kind of have their support. So
yep.
There's that. So anyway,
you're paying for it.
Yeah.
If you book it on your own, you're paying for
Travelmation-
help that you don't get unless you're using a travel agent.
TravelmationTeamRogers.com. That'll take you to a digital business card link. You can drop your name, phone number, and email in there, and there's even a little plus sign you can click for notes if you want to add any sort of details in there. Otherwise, I'll just reach out.
Yep. So, but let us know too if you're interested in any of the things with Viator. That would also be fun to do in your hometown. Like this time of year, a lot of even smaller towns will do like walking ghost tours and stuff like that. You can book things like that through Viator. Get that 15% off with our exclusive Travelmation code.
That's it.
So you won't be able to get this booking Viator on your own. Or
kind of bring the conversation about Viator full circle here in just a minute.
Okay. Oh, I don't have a print out.
We don't have an outline tonight.
I almost said syllabus. It's not a syllabus.
our CV. We haven't printed out our CV this evening.
I can't.
I don't even know what's going on right now.
I don't either.
So for those of you playing at home, you know how things go when we don't have an outline. So
not much different than they do with an outline, actually.
Fair point. So anyway, tonight is Travel Tips Tuesday, and it is October the 11th, 2022. And we are talking all about Tanya's trip report. We were supposed to have a road trip, didn't happen, to Washington, D.C., which is a place you may have heard of before.
Might be familiar.
Maybe a little bit. Our question of the day is this, and I just posted it. Like I thought I had hit post earlier, but I didn't. And I pulled up my phone. I'm like, oh, look, there's the post.
That's like when I thought I purchased something from Target a few weeks ago, and I pulled up to pick it up, and then I opened the app to like check in and say I was there, and it was like purchase, and I was like, oh, I never actually purchased it. That's cool.
Yeah, pretty much. So like right as this was going live is when I like hit the button for the question of the day on the main feed. So
you better hurry, get your answers in.
This is our question of the day. What is your most favorite childhood travel memory? And this also has to do with our topic for tonight, talking about road trip to Washington, D.C. there. So let's go back to the comments very quickly. No outline. What is this? I have no idea, Jen. I really don't know.
We're gonna find out together.
If you can go to one place in DC, where do you go?
Oh, that's really difficult.
That's a good question. Well,
I mean, everyone's gonna have a different answer.
Yep.
I'm gonna get food. I'm gonna go to local food places.
I would say the mall because you can see a lot of stuff from.
You can see a lot of stuff from the
and
mall.
not like the shopping mall.
Oh, they know.
Well,
they know.
I mean,
it's not a shopping mall.
I don't know if like kids listen to this or whatever.
Who lets their kids listen to weirdos like us? You should let your kids.
Our kids don't even listen to us. I guess
that's true. Any parents out there?
Mean parents.
Agree with that.
Our viewership has doubled since you sat down.
Thanks.
Actually, you've been sitting down since.
I was like, I didn't come in late this time.
I don't even know. I may should not host this. Tonight.
May should not.
Does that even make sense?
Yeah, Jen, I would get food.
Yeah, go for the food, and we've got pictures.
I also really wanted to go to a couple art exhibits.
Speaking of food, hang on a second.
That I did not get to do.
Sure, me, Little Chef.
Yeah, Little Chef.
Go ahead.
It's related. What am I going ahead with? What am I saying?
Oh, you're talking about art exhibits or something.
I just said that there were a couple art exhibits that I wanted to go to that I didn't get to go to. So food and art. I don't know.
We'll put them back.
Yeah, that was the end of my answer.
Watch us. There you go.
That's not unnerving at all.
A little bit. At least he's not like peeking in through the window or something.
Now I have something else to have nightmares about. Thank you.
It's Tuesday after dark.
Oh my goodness.
Ding. Check the bingo square.
You should not have even put that on the bingo, Jen. Because
it's gonna be there. Have you sent her thing yet?
No.
You need to do. You can do that through text message.
Jen, text me your email.
Yeah.
Send me your email. Whatever's linked. Yeah, send me an email.
The Facebooks.
Yeah.
That.
We'll figure it out.
Yes. Send us your email address and we want to send you our thing. It's a
Okay.
token of appreciation.
Am I starting my trip report?
So yes.
Do you have some news you want to go over?
Yes, actually, I do.
We usually do news first, don't we?
I do. So I want to mention this very quickly. I'm going to pull this up. Let's see here.
It's food related.
Hang on a second. Is this the right button?
Nope.
No, that's not the right button.
It's like somewhere up in the top, I thought, or something.
Did they rearrange the screen? There used to be a button like right down here on the bottom. And now...
Present?
Is it? Oh, yeah, I guess that is it. Yeah, okay. All right.
So, I knew a thing. I knew a thing.
She did. This is true. So this right here, there's some new dishes. We're not gonna spend the normal amount of time on this because we normally do like spend a lot of time on food when we talk about food, but we're not doing that.
I can't help it.
In short, there are some menu updates to some of the like quick
resort
service,
dining.
Yeah, resort dining options. Okay. Most of them that are talked about here are for the Port Orleans resorts, which I'm kind of excited about. So that's like all
it's show and roll.
Yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit better. All right.
Okay, Grand Floridian at the Enchanted Rose, which is a lounge.
Yep.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. They've got
the Beauty and Beast inspired lounge.
Yes.
Oh, and Angela Lansbury passed today.
She did.
Yeah, at 96.
96 years young.
Yeah.
Shout out to one of the best actresses of our time. So she was great. At Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa at the Enchanted Rose, they have a new charcuterie board. And they've got a smoked trout in crab dip that features salmon roe, chive oil, and sesame seed lavash, whatever that is, combined in a beautiful, tasty dish.
Is there a picture of that?
That might be what that is.
No, really?
It could be. I don't know.
It might be. Well, but look how pretty it is.
It's definitely not a charcuterie board. Yeah, it's got the pita stuff right there. That's got to be
but
it.
Look, it's got like flowers on it.
And salmon roe. That's probably what that little...
Oh, yeah. That's so pretty. Right, I mean, it's still ain't going to keep me from eating it. But.
So, let's see here. They've got a bunch of other stuff.
Whoa, caviar.
Yep.
I saw something about artichoke and ricotta. Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's a spinach and artichoke. I don't think it's vegan. I think it's just vegetarian.
But you want to talk about Port Orleans.
Yes.
This is Riverside.
Yeah. So guests can take a little trip down south to New Orleans through their taste buds at Disney's Port Orleans Resort Riverside.
That looks good.
At Boatwright's Dining Hall. So this is that's the quick service, right? No. My brain
Give
is
me a minute.
Up. Sorry, y'all. Again, things.
We'll figure this out.
They're bringing back, or not bringing back. They're
looking at. Oh yeah.
It told you no outline. We have no idea what's going on right now.
The outline has nothing to do with this right here.
For an entree.
Let's just be real.
They've got a Low Country seafood boil, which is that guy right up there in the top left-hand corner. So if you're not familiar with like Cajun cuisine, Low Country boils are definitely a New Orleans thing, but you can find them in different, different variations kind of all over the South. And that's basically, like corn and potatoes and lemons, different types of seafood, and typically andouille sausage. But in Bama, we have a Conecuh County, and they're well known for their sausage.
No, I think it's an actual restaurant.
So yeah, that's the table service at Riverside.
Yeah, because you can reserve the dining.
They also have the Taste of the Bayou chefs all you care to enjoy platter with hickory smoked pork ribs, crispy Cajun chicken, smoked sausage, barbecue beef brisket, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, roasted corn with Cajun butter. That sounds amazing.
That's what you make.
Yeah, it is.
He makes corn on the grill and he covers it with butter and puts Cajun seasoning on it.
I do. I've been doing that for
Tony Cachery's.
Tony Satry. However you say it.
Cajun seasoning. He puts Cajun seasoning on it. It's so good.
That's a hack there for you. So I've been doing that for a long time. It's quite good.
But wait, go back up because that looked like is that
red beans and rice?
That's kind of what it looks like with cornbread.
That very well could be. I think that's part of the platter.
Roll on back down. Let's see here.
So.
Yep, red beans and rice.
Yep. So harvest red beans and rice, which sounds pretty tasty.
It's not going to be the same without Conecuh sausage, but
they've got some other desserts that are coming. A southern
Look
cheesecake,
at that. Vanilla cheesecake with bourbon caramel sauce,
garnished with pecan praline brittle. Yeah, give me some of that right there.
Stop it.
Peach blackberry cobbler.
Yep,
that sounds pretty amazing. Mississippi. Yep. Just give me that.
Just
right
got
there.
you. Mississippi mud.
Mississippi mud creme brulee. Yep.
Yep,
I'll be right
that's
there.
John.
Milk chocolate creme brulee.
I know what we're saying on our
I
next
have
trip.
no idea how to pronounce those next words.
What is
there.
it?
But milk chocolate creme brulee.
With a sable Breton cookie.
Sable, but it has that little
Sablé. It's like it's like on The Office when they're Sabre.
If you enjoy a tasty beverage, there is a
wait. Go back up. There's something about ice cream.
I knew this.
You went too far.
I know, but I'm not going on everything.
But I want to see it.
I said we were just going to park here for a minute. The Big Easy Whiskey Sour is a beverage that features Maker's Mark bourbon. That'll be there for you if you like those. These are found over at the River Roost, where Yeehaw Bob is known to perform. If you don't know Yeehaw Bob, then you need to know.
Is that at Riverside?
Yes. So he was the crazy penis that had like his leg up on the piano and was going crazy
when we walked by.
Yes, you remember that?
I do remember him.
It's him. Like
there were people screaming and hooting and hollering, and we were like, "What is going on in there?"
The cool thing about Bob, he's a Disney legend. He's very, very good at what he does. Every single Sunday, I think he still does this. Every single Sunday, even through the heart of the pandemic, from the moment they shut down Port Orleans Riverside and he stopped performing, every single Sunday he would perform live on Facebook, taking requests from all over the world or whatever. And every single Sunday night, like time and time again, he was always performing, and he's very good at what he does. Super entertaining. Does a lot of versions of Disney songs and other pop hits and stuff. So pretty much anything, everything he can do. It's just a fun place to be. So a lot of some updates over at Port Orleans French Quarter as well. We don't have time.
I mean, look at the picture of him that I found. Can y'all see him?
There you go.
I know it's real small, but y'all.
He's super talented. So just search on the Facebook Yeehaw Bob and you can find him. But that's just a quick few food updates. Looks like there's some over at Disney's Boardwalk Inn as well. Wanted to share those things with you tonight. So give you a little bit of Disney news, as it were. Bethany says, is it really sausage if it's not Conecuh? Yeah. Fair point.
You have to wonder.
Maybe we could get ourselves sponsored by them. How great would that be?
Oh, Bethany.
Sponsorship.
What if we could get sponsored by Conecuh? That's great. What are these? Disney's Boardwalk, Bellevue Lounge, Orange Blossom Manhattan. I was looking at Yeehaw Bob. Sparkling hibiscus.
Yep.
Both of those look really good.
So a lot of fun Disney stuff.
Wait, what were those sliders?
We'll look at it later.
I'm sorry.
There's one other thing I want to mention today.
I'm gonna look at
that is, Disney kind of like sneaks stuff in, and we've talked about before how even travel agents don't always get a heads up about things. This was one of those moments when we wake up to the world this morning and we have an email in our inbox, and some of us even didn't. We had to log on and find the information.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I had one in mind.
I saw it like before I had the email, I saw it.
Oh, yeah, places. I did too, but it was meant.
So as of today, we had prior notice. That's not a word. No idea what's going on. Anyway, Disney Genie Plus pricing has gone up at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. In Disneyland, it was $20 per person per day, and it is now $25. That includes being able to make Lightning Lane reservations, not individual Lightning Lane reservations, but the regular Lightning Lane reservations via Genie Plus, and also the Disney Photo Pass access via your Disneyland app experience. So from your what? I don't even know what's going on. But in Walt Disney World, it does not include the Photo Pass access, but just the ability to make those Lightning Lane reservations. With Genie Plus, it was $15 per guest per day, but now they've moved to a sliding scale between $15 to $22 per guest per day, and there's not really a place where you can go, but they're doing that based on crowds.
And it's something you got to sign up for a day of anyway. So.
Right. So if it's like Christmas or New Year's or Thanksgiving, like a busy week, it's going to be at that $22 mark. If it's like the first week of May in school, there's no spring break and kids are still in school.
I love Disney, but they're really starting to nickel and dime us. They're not starting to. They're like intensely.
And it's hard to navigate and it's challenging. And I think like like our job is travel agents is to kind of help people navigate that stuff. But even for us, it can make it
well, I mean, Walt Disney wanted a place where everyone could go, and now not everyone can go there. I mean, it has to have a price. It's not going to be cheap. I get that, but it's just gotten, I don't know. It's my personal opinion.
So Beth, going back to Conecuh sausage, you should get sponsored by them. I picked up 2 packs today. You can never have too much.
Yeah.
You can never have to.
Hey, could you get it at Aldi? Did you get it at Aldi, Bethany? And Jen's here for my office references.
Can you get it from Aldi?
I don't know. I'm asking her. That's what I'm asking the woman.
Well, I thought, never mind. Again, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not firing on all.
Would we like to do my trip report?
Let's do the trip report.
So Travelmation, our agency, does 4 road shows in the fall, in September and in October, basically like one-day mini conferences. We have a big retreat in January that I will probably never be able to go to, but I can go to a one-day conference, and John's going to the same thing on this Friday. But I was able to get in pretty early on Saturday, and did it do them in like weird order?
Yep.
Can you do them in date order? Like
I have no idea. Oh, if I sort. Yeah, hang on. Excuse me. Is that where I go to do that? No.
But I was lucky enough to get in there Thursday, and I actually spent a good bit of Thursday with John's sister and her family. So that was really fun. And then Friday was the conference, but we had time Friday night, and I had a good bit of time Saturday that I got to connect with someone that I grew up with in middle school and high school. And I think we've seen each other once as like adults before I had any kids. But anyway, we're having a real hard time
like
getting
that.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. We're good. We're good.
So I took a room tour video, which I may or may not post on the internet, but I'm awkward, so I'm not sure you want to see it.
Hashtag Captain Awkward.
You might think it's funny, but anyway, you might not. So would you like to post those pictures so the people at home
that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay.
If I can figure out which button to
present.
Sorry, I heard that.
I heard that. Sorry. You said Conecuh too many times. We stayed at Embassy Suites, which is a Hilton hotel, and it was really nice. And the conference was there, so we didn't have to walk anywhere. We were located in Alexandria, right across from what would have been the metro station. Had there been a metro, we ain't going to talk about that today. But my advice for you
about that today.
My advice for you when you go to a big city is just check if you're going to rely on that transportation like I was. You just check it out to make sure it's actually working ahead of time, because I ended up buying a metro pass. It was kind of a waste of my money, and I ended up lifting almost everywhere. So, or if I couldn't walk there. So that was a big waste. And metro has like the train and buses. It was very confusing. I don't know. I grew up in Atlanta. We used MARTA, and I don't remember it being confusing. But and I use public transportation other places, but it's listed like the direction you're going. It's not like east, west, north, south. It lists the last station on the line. I finally figured out, and I don't know the last station. It's like Largo, and I'm like, I don't know where Largo is or what Largo is or where it would be on the, I don't know any of these things. It's just very confusing to me.
Somewhere in Florida.
The yellow line was completely closed. The blue line was closed south of the airport, which was, what I really needed was gone. And then I tried to do the buses, and I'm looking at my little map, and it's telling me to take the Alexandria line, and I'm looking at the bus stop, and there's no Alexandria line. Then it says maybe the Fredericksburg line. There's no Fredericksburg line. So I just ended up wasting a whole lot of time kind of wandering around L'Enfant for a little bit before I finally gave up. And maybe half of the L'Enfant stations closed. So I ended up trying to get out. Like I'm following my map, trying to get out. And like no one's around me. And then I get dumped out on street level in this rickety little elevator that I was on all by myself. And I was like, this is weird. Like it was, just check it out or just take Lyft everywhere.
Yeah. So basically there's some transportation hiccups in DC right now. So that's something to be aware of if you're planning a trip there. We actually had some clients go there for fall break last week and trying to give them a heads up about a few things. So
if you were staying in DC, it was fine, but being in Alexandria, Alexandria is really where you're going to hit a lot of the trouble, because the lines going that way are not operating.
And they've got to do maintenance on those things sometimes, and they're probably not going to want to do it during the middle of summer during peak travel for that area. So,
but one of the Metro workers helped me the first time, and then later we were like at the airport, and then later I was in L'Enfant trying to figure out. Or I was in a different station. I don't know where I was trying to figure something out. And he came up and he was like, "Are you still lost?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I am. Please help me." John was like, "Get that man's number so you can text him next time you have a question." He was my buddy.
Walking around.
He looked out for
let's talk about the hotel.
But anyway, so it's a suite. So when you open, and the inside was enclosed, there was a big atrium with glass on the top. So it was really, really beautiful and wide open. The room itself opened into a suite, which we didn't do anything in this room because we were really just there for the conference. But it was really nice. We had a little kitchenette, which may be in the next photograph. Nope. We also had a bathroom
with a toilet.
With a toilet. There's a toilet and a sink and a cabinet.
Do your business.
And these are not in the right. Right. We're just going to jump around, y'all. We're doing the best we can. Yep. Okay, so there I am at the road show in my borrowed blazer because I asked my friend, "What is business casual?" And she's like, "It's t-shirt with a blazer." And I'm like, "That's a blazer. I don't have a blazer." So I borrowed a blazer from a friend. And there I am.
I need to get a new blazer.
I need to get a blazer. But I used to actually have a nice little knit. It was like real stretchy, real soft blazer. And I got rid of it because I never wore it anywhere. No, I need another one. Okay, keep going. Oh, there's the little kitchenette. So you can see we have a microwave and a refrigerator. So that was nice. I got leftovers from dinner Friday night and I ate that for like breakfast Saturday morning. So, we had breakfast. There was a really nice continental breakfast at the hotel, but I had like mid-morning snack, we'll say. So that was nice. And you could see you have the option for connecting rooms. Oh, there's the other part of the bathroom, the tub and shower combo. There's still a toilet there. And then the bedroom, which had this real nice closet armoire on the side. Yeah, but there was a lot of good space in there. These hotels are just really lacking on USBs. Like I don't understand the deal. The only USB in that place was in between the beds on the nightstand, there was an alarm clock plugged in that had a USB spot. And it's just ridiculous. On the other side, opposite, you can kind of see on the right towards the window, there's a desk there. And the plugs on the wall were so loose. I mean, I was trying to plug my computer in and let it charge while I was running around visiting with family on Thursday. And I don't think it charged half the time because it was just floppy loose. And then there were, I don't know, I'm just a little upset about USB situation. Y'all, it's 2022. We need to have USB chargers like in all the rooms. But the bed was comfortable, the stay was comfortable, the temperature was comfortable. Overall, I was very, very pleased with the room. Here's another picture of me with my little roadshow sign.
And it opened up your eyes. There it goes.
One of the really nice things about this hotel is every grown-up staying in the hotel gets 2 free drinks from 5:30 to 7 in the evening. I thought it was 5, so I'm down there like 4:55 waiting, and there's no one there. And then finally at 5:30, the guy opens up the bar, and I like run up there, and then I turn around, and there's this whole line of people behind me, and I'm like, beat you to it. Not the best margarita I've ever had, but it was free, so it wasn't bad. It just wasn't.
That's okay. It's
amazing.
A free margarita.
It's a free margarita. It was great. I mean, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like, sometimes they'll really skimp on the alcohol and you're like, oh, that was just a bunch of lime juice, which is fine too. But like, it wasn't like that. They didn't skimp. And he was cranking them out like fast. So it wasn't bad at all. I mean, I drank the whole thing, so it didn't stop me, but it just was not, I don't know. I'm a little snobby about my margaritas.
It's okay.
Are we getting some comments over there?
No.
Yes, you can get Kaneka sausage. I don't know if you can get it at our Aldi. I'll have to look.
Jen says, Tanya, your business cash is adorable.
Oh, thanks.
There we go.
And then someone else, Jen saying the Metro is hard.
Yeah. So, yes, Metro is hard. Grew up writing the T, which is much easier for me to.
Yeah. And Bethany's making a comment that I had second breakfast with my leftovers. I did. I don't know why, y'all, but I wanted to go to a speakeasy. Like, I don't know why I had this in my brain. And I wanted to go to a speakeasy in Washington, D.C. So John's sister found us a speakeasy. It's called Captain Gregory's. You make a reservation. It's small. The biggest reservation they'll make is for 4. But you go in and it looks like you're walking into a donut shop that's closed for the day. And you find this little wall and you pull the flag. And the flag is the code that you're there. And then they come and open up the wall. And you're taken into Captain Gregory's, which is kind of neat. The whole donut theme is kind of like present throughout. But basically, Captain Gregory invented the donut while he was lost at sea, and everybody else was lost, and he was the only one. And he had like very limited things on the boat, and he came up with donuts. So that's the kind of the story. And I think the closed donut shop that you're walking into, I think is the kitchen, but it's a typical lounge. It just has some drinks and some, nibbles and sips. It's just real simple stuff. But we got some duck fat
Nibbles
beignets.
and sips. Say that 5 times fast.
We got some duck fat beignets that were very good. They were savory, which was really weird. But they were really good. And then we got these little trio of donuts that was also very good. And then our drinks were really pretty and delicious too. And they're seasonal. They kind of change those up. But it was really nice. It was dark and cozy and just neatly themed. So that was a fun one. And I found out through all this that there's a speakeasy in Huntsville. So now I have somewhere.
There you go.
Now I have another speakeasy to go to.
Oh, we know.
But yeah, it was a good one. And on Thursday, so I met John's sister and her 2 kids for a picnic lunch. She very sweetly got me, I think it's called Sweet Green is the name of the restaurant. She said it was started by 2 Georgetown students, and it's a salad place, and they've got a few locations around DC, and it was really good. I got a fish taco salad, and it had quinoa and cilantro, and like so many good things. And then the dressing was like a slightly spicy avocado dressing. It was really, really good. So we ate on the Capitol lawn. It was very, very nice. And then we walked around and took a couple pictures. There was a lot going on in the Capitol that day, so we weren't able to go inside. But it was nice to be able to see it. A friend of mine, Caitlin, that I grew up with in school and got to hang out with a little bit that Saturday, lives in Alexandria. And I said, where do we need to go for lunch? And one of the places she mentioned was Don Taco. And so we walked, it said it was going to be a 9-minute walk. And then when we actually started, it changed to like 15. We were like, that's okay. It's worth it. And it was fine. It was a good walk. Alexandria is a real pretty place to walk around, but we loved Don Taco. And I can highly, highly recommend it. I did not get the margarita there, but the woman I was with did, and she said it was really good. The bar was just cool. Like it was just cool inside. So I took a couple inside pictures because I thought it was real pretty. And it was real neat. The service was really good. Our waitress was really, really good, and she was real sweet. I ended up getting, you can scroll on, I don't know. I ended up getting, she said the shrimp and bacon was one of her favorites. And so I got this, and they're small. They're like this. So you can get 4 or 5 of them. I just got 2 because I also got queso. I have to get queso, which was also very good. It was like the thick queso that I like. Okay. And the chips were a little thicker too, so they weren't like falling apart in the queso. But the shrimp and bacon one was good. But the one on the bottom, y'all, it changed my life. It's a fried avocado. They took like a huge wedge, like a quarter of an avocado, and fried that sucker. It was so good. It had some like aioli sauce and then some kind of cold slaw on it or something that had some pico.
It's like everything she likes about tacos.
It was just really good. It was really good. I would go back and get just like a whole tray of fried avocado tacos. They were really, really good. So highly recommend Don Taco. Friday night, we ended up going to Founding Farmers, which was so good. And they make everything there. Like they make like a lot or all of their own stuff. And we were able to get a reservation. I went with 2 other agents, and we had a really great time. One of the things I got was macaroni and cheese. It's like, but they make the pasta. They make the pasta. It looks like dumplings, doesn't it?
Yes,
it tasted. It tasted, and it had the consistency of dumplings, but like covered in cheese sauce. Y'all, it was so good. Every bit of that.
Give me a spoonful of that right there.
It was really good. But yeah, they make the pastas.
I don't even like mac and cheese, so there you go.
Y'all, the cheeseburger. Like I love food so much. I love food so much. They make the buns in-house. It was the softest, fluffiest, most heavenly cheeseburger bun I have ever had. They cooked it medium. It was perfect. It was soft delicious. Buns, huh? Oh my God. That's the travel tips Tuesday after dark.
You said it, not
me. Hey, at least I didn't say adult whip. Okay. All right. I'm not going to let it go.
I just want to point out that you have said that more recently than I have.
I have to tell the story because it's so funny. It had some like real good relish. You can kind of see the relish on the bottom. Y'all, it was good. That was one of the best meals. I mean, every meal I had there was like the best meal I've ever had. It was amazing.
Wait. What was that again? Sorry. This is the burger. Looks a little pink in the middle.
I got it medium. I also edited photos to make them a little brighter.
Oh, fair enough. Like that side looks more medium rare. The left side looks like more of a tour medium to me. That's
I don't know. It was good. I ate every
know.
last bit. Actually, I didn't. I took half of it home and had for second breakfast the next day. This cheesecake,
What about
I thought I was going to get this cheesecake. It was, I mean, like we all three of us got cheesecake. It was way bigger than I was expecting.
I didn't look that big. Is it just?
It was really big.
Okay.
It was a really big piece of cheesecake. It was tall and it was just like where they cut it on the outside was really big, but it had cream that they make there and fresh strawberries in a little glaze. It was really good. So I took half of that. So my second breakfast the next day was, it was cheeseburger cheesecake. And we were kind of joking about it because we walked around after that, a little bit. And, I was like, my food's getting slung all over. And they were like, you're going to have cheeseburger cheesecake left over. And I did. And it was delicious.
There it goes.
There it goes. On Saturday morning, another agent and this was in sight distance. She could see it from her room at the hotel, but the George Washington National Masonic Memorial. There's probably a lot of other words in there. And I think she found it you could find it on Viator. I'm just saying. But it was really, really neat to tour that. I don't know much about Freemasonry, but the guy who gave the tour was really knowledgeable and
it's the chamber clock.
Real nice. So that's the clock.
You know what that reminds me of?
That was the clock in the room when George Washington died and the weight next to it. They cut the weight at the time that he died. So that has not been. Hey, sorry. I don't know. Can you stop messing around? There's also the handle of a trowel that he used to place the cornerstone at that Masonic memorial. So there's a lot of neat Masonic history, but also just a lot of really neat George Washington history.
About this.
Yeah. The breakfast at the Embassy Suites was really good. There was a place where they would make omelets. You could, there was an omelet bar. You could pick out they'd fry you an egg. They'd make you pancakes. They also had just a hot area with like waffles and French toast, which were good. The waffles were good. The French toast was, bacon and sausage, scrambled eggs, that kind of stuff. Sausage was really good. I enjoyed the sausage every morning. Every morning I was there like twice, but anyway, and then they had like cereals, your typical stuff. But the hot stuff I thought was really good. And the second day through, I noticed a jar of peanut butter.
There it is.
With an ice cream scoop in it. And I was like, oh my goodness. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So I had to get a picture of it. I sent a picture of my dad, who is a big peanut butter connoisseur. And he was like, you eating that jar of peanut butter with an ice cream scoop? And I was like, no, but I was telling everybody, I was like, y'all, there's a jar of peanut butter. And then they're like, what? So then they go up and go look at the peanut butter with the ice cream scoop. It was genius. It was genius. It was so good. Sorry, we're kind of jumping around. So on Saturday, my friend Caitlin, that I had not seen in several years, picked me up, and we went to this place, and I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to have to ask her or go back and look through her texts. But it was in Alexandria, and it was really sweet. I had a huge biscuit with sausage and eggs, and then these breakfast potatoes.
Bakery sort of place.
It was a bakery in the back. They also made lattes and stuff. I got an iced latte. It was very good. Everything was really good. I couldn't eat it all because it was a ton of food. Let's see. But it was really, really good. I got the country, which was the first one. And it was, so I highly recommend that one in Alexandria as well.
Looks like they've got a lot of made like in-house.
Yeah. The ovens in the back were, there were tons. Yeah. Cause you could see through those windows a little better when you were inside, and you could see all the ovens and stuff they had in there.
Stuff.
This was walking around on Friday night after dinner.
I've seen that somewhere.
Does it look familiar to you?
Oddly.
This is the George Washington National Masonic Memorial.
The thing that you were in earlier.
Yeah. That's the outside. Place. It was very pretty. And you went all the way to the top, and you could see. Yep. I'm sorry, y'all. This one's sideways, but this was the country breakfast that I had.
Leftovers in the fridge.
They don't have to know how gross we are. Like we don't have to tell.
We're not going to eat it. It just, it happens. We've all got stuff.
Yeah, Jen, you would love it. Like it was really neat because it was me and another female agent, and these older gentlemen were like, so are y'all in the Eastern Star? We're like, no, we just saw it from our window. I wanted to take a tour. And they were like, oh, okay, good. They were really nice. But it was really neat because you did get to go to the top, and you could see, well, I'll have a picture, but there was a nice view of the city. But this is the country that I
Oops,
got.
sorry.
It was really, really good. And y'all, that biscuit was like, it was really big. I don't know that it looks like it in the picture. So this is a 17-foot bronze statue inside the Masonic Memorial.
Of, you have to say it for the people at home so they know what you're looking at.
George Washington.
Well, yeah, you didn't say
Oh,
that
yeah, but
though.
we turned this into a podcast and they can't see the pictures.
Correct.
Okay. If you're listening on the podcast, you should stop. Oh, I hear the dog.
Podcast land. Yep.
You should not stop listening. Just don't. You should stop listening and watch it live on Facebook instead.
Exactly.
But don't just stop listening to the.
No, don't.
I'm going to stop.
This
is the most accurate portrait of George Washington. That this. Oh my word! I forgot his name. Just wait.
You forgot George Washington's name?
Yep.
That's it.
I'm going to need you to just stop.
Just stop.
This is William Joseph Williams is the painter, and he wanted to paint George Washington, and George Washington would say no because it takes a lot of work to stand there. So a lot of the paintings you see of George Washington are paintings of George Washington, like painting from a photograph, essentially. And he came to the Masons in Alexandria, and they said, yes, we would love for you to paint George Washington. And so George Washington kind of had to agree because they kind of answered for him. But they said it had to be accurate. So if you look very closely, you can see like scarring on his face from smallpox or something that he had as a child. You can see wrinkles around his eyes. I have some of those wrinkles right around here. So it's just the most accurate because so many people would cover that up. They would just give him rosy cheeks or smooth out the lines because it's George Washington. My goodness, you want to make him look as good as you can. But the Mason said, nope, we want the George we know and love. And so I thought that was interesting.
Pretty cool. And zoom out. And there we go. All right.
So this is the view from the top down of the lawn. And then Alexandria is there. I have a few other photographs. It was really misty that morning. So you couldn't really see. But if you looked off in the distance, you could see like the Washington Monument. And you could see into the city, which is really neat.
Yep. I think that's the last picture.
Is it?
That's it.
Okay. There's my trip report.
The end.
The end, as one of our children used to say. They all kind of run together after a while.
That they do. So, again, our question today, I don't know if we got many responses tonight because I forgot to post it on time, was what is your favorite childhood memory? Jen posted hers earlier, which I'm going to toss up there for our viewers at home. I think the favorite travel memory is when we snuck our cousin over the border. Wait, hang on a second.
Whoa, do we not need to share that one?
Snuck our cousin over the border to Canada and back to the States to go to a museum with my aunt and uncle and cousin, and is having to be quiet while he was under the blanket in the truck of the van. So classic. What a 90s memory.
Do y'all remember that episode of Frasier where they go into Canada and Daphne's asleep and then she wakes up and realizes she's like, I'm not supposed to go into Canada, and then they have like to sneak her back into the United States.
That's because she's from the
from
yeah. Okay.
Frasier is like one of my all-time favorite shows.
That's what's up. So I don't know that. Let's see. I'm gonna double check Facebook real fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
While you're looking at that.
That is so cool. Yeah. So it was really neat history.
Yep. No responses.
Come on, people.
Great job, kids.
It's your fault, not ours, for posting it the second before the show started.
One hip hip hooray for the non-existent Patreon.
We need to go anyway. I want to go to sleep.
It's been a day, but
I came up with this thing last week. I was like, I'm gonna really protect my sleep time. Like I'm going to prioritize my sleep above several other things because I need to do that for several reasons. And then like Saturday night, I was doing a painting job and didn't get to sleep till after midnight. And then Sunday night, I had to go back and add a little bit more to the painting job and didn't get to sleep until after I wanted to. Monday night, last night, the kids lost their minds. And so we didn't get into bed until late. And then now we've got tonight. So I'm like, one of these days I will actually get around to like prioritizing and protecting my sleep time.
So we're gonna.
Day is not today.
No, yeah, but we're trying to be better. So.
But you please feel free to add in the comments or message us with any other tips you have about DC, because I was there for a very short amount of time. And like I said, I had a whole list of things that I wanted to do, art exhibits, different things that I didn't get around to. So I would love to. We wanted last week to be a family road trip. to go up there with all of
Yes.
our kids. And that was not, we were not able to work that out. So that is on our list of something to do, hopefully in the near future rather than the later. And so I would appreciate, and our clients would appreciate, any advice you have to add to that.
Yep.
Do you want to bring it back around to Viator again real quick and give them the code? We didn't share the code, did we?
Well, I did. I shared mine in the
I mean, I think
earlier.
ours is the same.
So
the discount code. Yeah. You need a link.
You've got to have the link to like an official travel agent, like link to Viator, which I shared in the comments earlier, and I'll put this on a separate link on the podcast notes for anybody that's curious. But basically, you click on that link. Don't just go to regular Viator.com. You have to use our specific link, and you go in there. And hang on a second. I'm gonna share the screen real fast, and then we'll wrap this up. So you go to click on our link, and it'll take you to a page that kind of looks like that. And then you come over here to the little magnifying glass dealio. And you type where like you want to go. So say you want to go to Washington, D.C. You click on that and it gives you all these different options.
You can start to narrow down from there if you don't have a specific idea of what you want to do yet.
If you want to do like a ghost tour, if you want to go to Arlington National Cemetery, you want a guided walking tour. So one thing about Washington, D.C. is a lot of the museums and experiences are free, but some of the tours are not. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Sometimes that's what you're paying for. They have meeting and pickup spots for different things across the city. And different options to experience the city in different ways. Also, if you're looking for like airport transportation to get from the airport to your resort and the metro's down or whatever the case is, you don't want to do Lyft and Uber. You want to take something that's a little bit more specific, right? You can do that here. And at the checkout screen, you just enter it's Travelmation 15. Isn't that right? I think it's Travelmation 15 at checkout. And
I thought it was just Travelmation, but what do I know, really?
It'll take you, give you like a 15% off of that. So
no, it's just Travelmation.
Just Travelmation. So there you go.
Any bookings made through the end of this year, but the bookings can be out into the future.
So a lot of different options there for you. And this is for places all over the world. So like,
all over the world,
wherever, domestically. So a lot of great options there for you if you're looking for something to do something when you're there. You can't figure out, hey, I want to go do something today. I want to see the city. Don't know where to start. Here's a great place to go. So, but yeah, check us out. Make sure to visit and share TravelmationTeamRogers.com for all your travel planning needs. Get in touch with us there and let us know how we can serve you and help out. So thank you all so much for tuning in to Travel Tips Tuesday today. And we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.